Hi guys, welcome back to Guru Beauty. I'm Jodie and wanted to share with you a collective haul today. I have been to Price Attack and bought some hair products, and then also have some purchases from M.A.C, and then also some products from the Estee Lauder corporate store. Wanted to let you know a little bit about that. So first of all, from Price Attack, I've been traveling a bit recently with work and wanted to get some travel size items. This is something I've heard about for ages and never tried. This is from Joico. It's the K-Pak Intense Hydrator, that's their conditioner, and the Joico K-Pak Reconstruct Deep Penetrating Reconstructor for damaged hair. So they didn't have the shampoo in travel size, but I like to travel with the Lush Ultimate Shine Solid Shampoo Bar and thought that these would go quite nicely with it. Now, if you know a little bit more than me about what too much protein does to hair, I think it sort of does the opposite. It makes hair limp. So I know I need to be a little bit careful with these. I shampoo my hair probably once every 3 days, so I'm not sure if I only shampoo my hair once every 3 days, is that still too much if I use this every time while I shampoo? I don't know. Let me know if you know a little bit more about protein and how that all works. But I have tried these once and liked it. Liked the way they smelt, liked the way they felt in my hair, and I'm sure that there's benefits of using them, you know, over time. I also asked the girls there at Price Attack, who, you know, work in the salon there, about a good product to spray in my hair as I curl it with a curling iron, and they recommended this one from GHD. It's the GHD Style Curl Hold Spray, and this is one of those products that you spray in each section of hair right before you curl it. So I have used this once or twice. I do like it. It certainly doesn't leave your hair sticky or stiff, and I think it does help to hold your curl a little bit longer than if you didn't have it in. Still not necessarily to my satisfaction. I'm still working on how to keep my curls in as long and as sort of fresh looking as possible, so that they look more like I've just done them towards the end of the day than just having all fallen out. So still working on that, and because of that I still feel like I have not got the perfect curling iron. Now I use my GHD straightener to curl my hair most days, but it's a slightly different curl I think when you use a curling iron, and I've tried several. Most recently I think I got one from Wahl, W-A-H-L, which is a professional brand, but still not cutting it for me. This one came highly recommended by the girls there, and after I posted an Instagram shot of this haul, there were a few comments on there saying that this is the best one that these people have ever tried. So thank you for that feedback. This one is from Babyliss. This is their ceramic pro curling iron, 25 millimeters. I've used it a couple of times, really impressed. It's got an adjustable heat. It is ceramic, so a little bit better for your hair. That helps with the shine. 25 heat settings and a swivel cord. I do have to be careful with this. It does say it has a stay cool safety tip, but it does get so hot. Very easy to burn your hands with that one. I also asked the girls at Price Attack what their recommendation for a shine spray was, because I love the Moroccan Oil Glimmer Mist, but I was after something that did not come in a glass bottle just for traveling, and they said that they really liked this one from Fudge. This is the Head Shine. It says for a super dry blast of shine, 100-gram bottle, I think about $20, and you just, you know, hold it away from your head when you finish styling and spray it down. I've tried this one a couple of times and it's okay. I think I'm probably putting a little bit too much in. I like it. I haven't used it today, but I do like it. And then the hairspray that they recommended as well when I am curling my hair, they said that they like this one. It's from Schwarzkopf. It's this Silhouette Pure Formula Invisible Hold. That one comes in a giant big can, which I bought as well, but this one really nice for traveling. A nice hairspray. It's better hold than like my L'Oreal Elnet, which is what I've traveled with previously, but still not sticky and tacky, and you can definitely brush through it. That is it from Price Attack. I have also been hearing quite a bit about this Nanoblur, and I saw this in PRICELINE recently and thought I'd give it a go. I still am not exactly sure the best way to use it. There's instructions on the box. The thing that is making this so popular right now is that they claim that you will look 10 years younger in 40 seconds. Now, I don't feel the need to look 10 years younger. I'm quite happy with the way I look. I'm 36 years old, but I thought this would be interesting to see what it does. It says that it provides immediate correction of the appearance of skin aging, including the look of lines, wrinkles, crow's feet, sagginess, and enlarged pores, and that appealed to me. I do have fine lines around my face, particularly around my eyes and on my forehead, and these ones here, but I also have pores all over my cheeks. That's a concern, so as smooth as I can get my face, the better. Now they recommend that you can use this either, you know, on its own just to smooth out your complexion and look 10 years younger all on its own, or they recommend that you put it over your foundation, or if you wear powder, under your powder. So still playing around with this. I think the foundations that I've put it over have not necessarily blended with it all that well, so learning how to work with this to get the best results. Not super duper amazed at this point. $30 for this little tube. If you have been able to get this one to work wonders for you, definitely let me know how you've gone with it. It's pretty much just a silicone that you squeeze out and do whatever you would normally do with a silicone primer. I did also recently attend an event at the Giorgio Armani counter. The national makeup artist there for Giorgio Armani, Grant, came to town, and I paid the $50 booking fee for a 1-hour session with him, a makeover type thing. And that was very, very interesting. We spoke a lot about foundations and different products from Giorgio Armani, some that I'm familiar with, some that I'm not. He did a great job. He used the Eyes to Kill shadows, did some purples on my eye, and then a vibrant, lovely orange on my lips. Definitely something that I don't wear every day, so that was nice to do something different. We just had a lot of conversation around the products and issues that I have and what he'd recommend from the line, so that was really interesting. And I ended up redeeming the $50 for the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill Lash Stretching Mascara. There's an original Eyes to Kill, and then there's the Lash Stretching, which is supposed to be, I guess, a little bit more lengthening than the original. It comes in a stainless steel tube, and he sort of said that he would recommend this one over the original, which I've heard so much about. So have not actually used this one yet, but it does have one of those wands that's sort of flat on one end and then longer bristles on the other end. So as you twist it, you're sort of getting different effects and good definition, which is what I'm always after with a mascara. So if you've tried that one, the Lash Stretch, definitely let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you thought. It's a $50 mascara, and I certainly don't think you need to spend a lot of money for a great mascara, but looking forward to giving that one a shot. Next, onto the M.A.C. So I did post a video a while ago. I did attend an event, I think in January now, as a Christmas present from Tony. It was a M.A.C tech session, and they did 2 different looks that they said were bridal looks, but really you could just do the looks for any occasion, day or night. And I did a recreation of one of the looks, and I'll post a link to that one down below. But I loved the session. It was fantastic. I came away with a really nice little folder that listed sort of all the products. They give you a little M.A.C pencil, and you can take notes as they're going, and they have different face charts in there about the looks that they're doing, and you take notes and questions, and they have information about tips and tricks, and it's just a really nice little folder. And the idea is that when you go back to another M.A.C tech session, you can insert more information about the looks that they're doing that day. So I have not been in town for the February one, but looking forward to the next one. They're really a lot of fun. So that was the M.A.C Tech Night, and when I went for that, I think you pay $120 to go, and then that's all redeemable for product on the night. So I did get a lot of questions from people about what I got on the night, and the first thing I did was taking a whole bunch of my empties. Now, if you don't know about Back to M.A.C, I'll link a post from my blog to let you know about the program. You basically return, I think, 6 empty containers from M.A.C products that you've used, and you can get a free lipstick from a limited range in Australia. There's about 20 lipsticks that you can choose from. More information about that on the blog, but I did return quite a few empties. My store does accept depotted eyeshadow clamshells, and that's just up to the store as to whether they'll accept it or not. I'm lucky enough that mine did. I redeemed it for 3 lipsticks, so 6 empty containers for each of these lipsticks. I was really worried when I first heard that they'd restricted it as of the 1st of November 2012, because I have a lot of M.A.C lipsticks, and I thought, oh, for sure, the list will probably be hard to find something that I don't already have. But there were quite a few lipsticks on there. There were at least half a dozen lipsticks on there that I still didn't have that were on my wish list. So I was really pleased about that. The 3 shades that I got to redeem that night were Vegas Vault. There you can see it's a beautiful, looks quite vibrant orange I think in the monitor, but it's actually a really quite a nice sort of peachy coral. And Girl About Town, which is a brighter pink, and then Ruby Woo. And I've been saving so many empties over time, and Ruby Woo was always going to be the first product that I redeemed my empties for. Ruby Woo is just a classic matte red, and it's definitely a cult favorite of many M.A.C fans, so I was really pleased with that. They were absolutely free in exchange for my empty MAC pans. I also picked up another 217. If you don't have a 217, it's not a cheap brush, but it's just such a beautiful brush. One of my favorites of all time. You use it to pack on color, blend. It's just so versatile. I've even seen the Pixie Woo girls or Tanya Burr using it for concealer under the eyes. A beautiful, tapered, versatile brush, well worth the 40 something dollars in Australia, even for at least one. I would recommend trying that as a treat. I did also pick up a pressed pigment. These have come out recently in a couple of different collections. I'm not sure if they're permanent. I picked up the shade Day Gleam, and the pressed pigments, Temptalia doesn't have very nice things to say about the pressed pigments, but I really like them. They can go on dry or wet, and they're just beautiful. If you want something really sort of glittery and dramatic, they're lovely. They just give a really nice sheen. You can see as the light bounces off it, the effect that you can get a really sort of wet look effect there with the pigments. It's just a beautiful champagne-y beige, gorgeous for a daytime or a nighttime look. Looks beautiful on the lower lash line as well. I would recommend the pressed pigments, and I really like the way they go on wet. I also picked up a blush in Springsheen that I don't already have. Springsheen is a sheer tone shimmer blush. It's a really nice peach, and it does have a sheen to it, so this would be one of those blush highlighter products where you don't need to add another highlighter to get the highlighted effect on your cheekbones. I also picked up a couple of eyeshadows that I was surprised I didn't already have, but I double checked my collection and I did not have Quarry and Sketch. This is what they look like, this one being Quarry and this one being Sketch. They are MAC classics. I was so surprised I didn't already have them, but this is Quarry here, just a really nice matte type taupe, and then Sketch, and you can see the way they go together. They would look beautiful on brown eyes even just together, so really happy to have those in my collection. I would definitely make good use of those. I also picked up one of their paints. This one is in Bare Canvas, and it's meant to be a little bit like the paint pots, but a little bit creamier. Comes out as a paint in a tube, and you would use that in the same way though, to blank out the color on your eye, provide a really nice color base for shadows to really pop on top of, and it should also help to prevent creasing. So looking forward to seeing how this one compares to paint pot, and I might also have a bit of a play around to see how that mixes with different pigments and that kind of thing. Then not on the night, but there has been quite a bit of this lipstick shade on YouTube lately. This one is Chatterbox, and I picked that up on a recent trip to a M.A.C store. Chatterbox is just one of those medium tone pinks that is just lovely and nice sort of everyday wears. And then I did also buy two Fluidlines. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, if you've watched favorites for 2012, I'm a big fan of M.A.C Fluidlines. I feel like they are your best hope of keeping liner on all day. It's the longest lasting product that I've ever tried in my waterline. I love the Fluidline in Black Track, the black one, and I picked up a couple more. These can be used not only as eyeliner and also in the waterline, but I thought I would have a bit of a play around with these ones as not only a color base on your eyelid, but also in my brows, particularly for dip down, which is just a matte brown. I thought I would use this one in my brows, have a bit of a play with that because of how long wearing it is, and in the summertime when you're sweating, brows for me are a problem. And then I also picked up Rich Ground. It's a lighter brown, it's a little bit bronzier than Dip Down, so really pretty on the lower lash line. It's a warmer brown, I would say, and the upper lash line, and really nice for blending out as well on the lid. And then the last product that I picked up on my collective haul from M.A.C, this is the most recent one, was an eyeshadow quad from the Stength collection, and this is a really nice eyeshadow quad. It's a really everyday, smoky, neutral, versatile palette of 4 colors. They are pretty matte to me except for the highlighter. The highlighter is quite frosty, so I would just be selective with where I wore that, maybe on the inner corner and on the lid, not so much on the brow bone, but just a really nice collection of everyday neutrals, and that dark color is really quite intense. I do really like that quad quite a bit. I think what pushed me over the edge with this one is that I think normally they would be $80 in Australia. The eyeshadow quads as part of collections usually go for $80, and someone had mislisted this on the M.A.C website as $65, so they were honouring the $65 price in all the stores as well. That's about $16 an eyeshadow, which is a lot less than the $33 that you pay for a single eyeshadow at M.A.C right now here in Australia. So because it was such a good deal, nice neutral colours that I would use, travel friendly, I thought I would pick that one up up, and I'm pleased with it. I have used that one and am very impressed with it. And then the last part of my haul today is a little visit that I paid to the Estee Lauder corporate store in Sydney. They have one in Melbourne, one in Sydney, and one in Brisbane as far as Australia goes. And basically all the seconds and things that haven't sold or maybe expiring products, I don't know, but they basically all come into these corporate stores for staff and people who are members to come and buy. And Estee Lauder, if you're not familiar with them, they own obviously not only Estee Lauder but also Clinique, Aveda, Bobbi Brown, M.A.C, also Tom Ford, Jo Malone. There's a couple of other brands that I can't think of now, but they're the main ones that I was interested in going and seeing at the corporate store. And when I was at M.A.C last year in Sydney, a lovely viewer by the name of Emily came to see me to say hi, and she had a spare pass that she wanted to send me, and I was so excited. I said, of course, I would love to go and visit the corporate store. I've never been before. Usually staff and people like that get to go. And so she sent me the pass, and I travel quite a bit to Sydney for work, but I never get the opportunity to go. Up until now, I was so excited to finally have the opportunity. I finished up early enough one day to be able to make it there on my way to the airport. It's in Erskineville, which is between the city and the airport basically. So I wanted to share with you what I picked up. The range was sort of hit and miss, so it's certainly not the whole range of products from Bobbi Brown and M.A.C and Estee Lauder. It's just bits and pieces. So you have to sort through and know what you're looking at, and the savings are anywhere from sort of 20 to 40% off what you would probably pay in the store. So what I picked up was this one from Bobbi Brown. It's the 24 karat shimmer brick compact, and this one was in the store for $42. $42 on a Bobbi Brown shimmer brick is pretty good. That is what it looks like. It's in a mirrored compact, and you can obviously use the individual colors if you wanted to for eyeshadows, or you can just use it all together, and it's a beautiful beigey champagne-y highlight. You can see how it comes up there. Wayne Goss did a review on this one, I think, and I think he had nice things to say, but as soon as I swatched it, had to have it. I also picked up a concealer from M.A.C that I have not tried before. This one was $22. It's their Studio Sculpt concealer. I got the Studio Sculpt in NW20. Comes in a little glass jar, and I just thought I would give this one a try under my eyes. The NW20 is much peachier, you can see it just there, than the NC20. Definitely a moist sort of creamy type concealer. We'll see how that one goes under my eyes. I think it's the only matte concealer that I didn't have. Another concealer that I have seen the Pixie Woo girls talk about quite a bit is from Clinique. It's the Airbrush concealer, and that's meant to be quite nice for under the eyes as well. I got the shade medium, and this one comes in a clickable pen like the Stila lip glazes, for example. And then on to the last two items that I picked up from the corporate store. This one is from Bobbi Brown. It is her bronzer brush. It's so soft, and I've seen Lisa SZ09 talk about this one that she really likes quite a bit. So for my more intense bronzers, not for contouring but for just bronzing the face, I thought this would be a really nice one. And then the last product that I picked up is one that I'm very excited about. This one was not cheap. It's from Bobbi Brown, and it's the Palette Artiste Bobbi Brown, or the BBU palette. And the BBU palette contains corrector, which is for extra dark circles. You can apply the corrector up to the lash line and into the inner corner of the eye, and then put creamy concealer over the top of that. I think Tanya Burr has this palette, and it's just beautiful for taking along all the foundations, all the correctors, all the concealers. If I'm doing anyone else's makeup, I thought this would be a fantastic product to take along. So this is the range of correctors and concealers. They're all listed there, so if I ran out of something and wanted to depot something back into here, I can do that because all the shades are listed according to their individual names. And then over the other side there are all the foundation sticks as well. This is going to cover, you know, the skin color needs of anyone from very, very fair to much darker. So really looking forward to having that. That's pretty much, you know, all the foundation and concealer needs I would need if I was doing someone else's makeup, a few different people's makeup at one time. Really happy to have that. That is it. That is my collective haul from probably the last couple of months. Hope that you enjoyed, and let me know if you have any questions down below. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.